So going to retention and rebooking strategies, I don't think this is something we talked about a ton last time. Um, Obviously, it's a business that relies on retention, especially when we're talking about things like injectables. So people come in, they come in for a visit, they spend a few $100. What things do you recommend practices do to increase stickiness and to make sure that those people, that we're increasing our chances that these people are going to come back, for months and years to come?
Yeah, I think that's another good question, and again, in these harder economic times, everybody is worried about, the lack of new clients that are coming in and forgetting about retaining or maintaining or sustaining the velocity of the existing patients who have already decided to come in and made some type of a commitment or are loyal to you. And so, I'm a firm believer, and increasingly so, of membership and loyalty programs, and those are two different things. But again, I'm on American Airlines. I've got millions of miles and so forth. Probably at this point in time, with better airplanes and some of the newer aircraft and some of the other airlines, I should have probably switched over. I never switch over. Those points are important to me. They stick me. I'm a really smart guy, and yet I succumb to what might be considered to be somewhat of a mind game. Now, it's not a mind game because I also get certain privileges and certain benefits, as being part of that membership. So, if you're going to want to retain someone, again, you're going to have to offer them something that's different than what the competition is offering. And there are ways of developing, and I've put together and just spent a couple of days just on one loyalty program. Now, loyalty programs are a little different because this is where you're just accumulating points. There's no cost of the membership. The more you spend, the more points you get, which is basically like the American Airlines frequent flyer program. That's different than a membership program where you're asking them to put up $99 or $199 or $299, or in one case $750 a month to participate in a number of procedures and skincare regimens and other things like that. I think membership programs are a slightly more difficult thing to maneuver. They do exist. They're very successful. They maintain strong retention. People don't want to give up what they've done and continue. There are practices that have 60, 70, 80% follow-up retention in the next year, in their membership programs. But at this point in time, for the more simple at heart out there, just offering a loyalty program where you're actually giving points, and I have one that's using a punch card, very much like the golf of balls, the driving range golf balls and so forth, where they give you this little stupid card with 10 punch tickets, and you actually psychologically are going to the range more just to get to that 11th bucket that you just spent like $185 in golf balls just to get to a $15 savings and so forth. But it works, and there are ways to put together those loyalty and membership programs. There are programs out there. There are institutional programs out there that have at least indicate from their statistics good retention and strong loyalty and strong follow-up on a year-to-year basis. Groups like Repeat MD who are out there, and they have some decent offerings and have been evaluated by my practices and have made that kind of make versus buy decision on one versus the other. It makes it easier. It makes it more efficient to be able to manage those programs. Retaining clients means that you have to have more data on those clients to be able to have more touch points, whether it's an e-blast or text reminders or specials or other things that you want to target that specific patient with to sustain their loyalty and commitment to the practice.
Unbelievably, I think this is the first time on this podcast we've talked about loyalty programs. We always talk about memberships. We almost never talk about loyalty programs, but that makes a ton of sense because you're reducing friction, you're deferring the risk, and you're creating the same incentive structure. So
Right. I
it,
mean, it didn't cost me anything. Well, it kind of cost me, but it didn't cost me anything to join the American Airlines frequent flyer program. I just started accumulating points. And it was
yep,
my option whether I wanted to stay there and continue to accumulate points and to get the benefits of those points at different tier levels or not. And, membership program, to be very, very honest and frank, I've only seen probably of 100 membership programs out there, I only think I've seen 8 or 9 that truly are, remarkable, retaining, profitable programs. Because kind of a retrospective due diligence on some of those membership programs, that if you did not, identify, the right service offerings in the right category for the right pricing that you're asking them to pay, could actually cost you a significant amount of money and detract from the overall gross profit margin, of the business and stuff. So it's, I'm more of a simple guy as I get older, and I believe other people are looking for something simple. We have this loyalty program. The more you, basically, the more you eat, the more you kill, the more you eat. It's a simple deal.
yeah. And I'm thinking
And they
about, you're
say, I
right.
get it. I get it.
And it works like subconsciously, unconsciously, right? Like I've got the Starbucks app, and I don't know how many times I've been like, oh, well, I'm like one drink away from getting the free drink tomorrow. So I'm just going to go get that one today. So then I'll get the free one tomorrow.
Right.
So
So they
no,
fast forwarded a purchase on you
yeah.
for a $15 bucket of balls after you just went through $185 worth of buckets in a matter of 2 weeks. It's like we all do that.
Yeah, and it's that thing like I might have gone to Dunkin' Donuts because it's a few dollars cheaper, but I got the reward program at Starbucks. I don't have the Dunkin' app.
Right.
So I still go to
There
Starbucks
you
more
go.
than I would otherwise without it.
Yeah.
And you think about those models, that's not a membership model, really. That's the
No,
loyalty program
it's a
model. There's no
loyalty program model.
So you're creating the incentive without the commitments. I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
You can even use the Starbucks model. Like I'm thinking of a punch card. Hey, it's double punch week. Any appointments this week? We're going to do 2 punches. Like you can get creative with it and create extra incentives to
Right.
spur activity too.
Right. Or a flash sale. Come in, get this, 20% off and get 2 punches off your card and stuff like that. So
Yeah, I love that.
yeah.
Do you have any other softwares or any other tools you recommend that you've looked at for loyalty programs that you like?
I have, but I'm not honestly, and you have no affiliation, no conflict of interest with Repeat MD. It's the only one most recently that I've, and they boast a 98% retention rate on in the next year of practices paying that subscription price in that next year, and paying the monthly and stuff. So
Yeah.
it's the setup price plus the monthly. But no, I think to some extent the lack of offerings that I have in my head to promote or to recommend to you is indicative of the lack of success that I've seen and others have seen,
Yeah.
and interest that practices have when you bring up the whole concept of membership. But
Yeah.
not thinking about having some more stickiness in this type of environment, which is increasingly getting commoditized, is also the wrong way to look. So why don't
Yep.
you start with loyalty, and then we can move to membership at some point in time.
Yeah, I'm thinking of the super simple model, like you said, the punch card. Punch card is kind of probably easy to fake. So I wonder if you can get like little stickers or something that you put on the card or something like that. That's
one of them
yeah.
actually has a punch that's the silhouette of the logo
Oh,
of the
cool. So
practice.
custom punch, that's the key. Don't make
Custom
it a circle.
punch.
Yeah, make sure it matches your records.